Waking up at 3 a.m. with a racing heart, do this first and then decide what it means. Now, if you wake up at 3 a.m. with your heart pounding, your brain usually does one of two things: panics or starts a full investigation. Both are understandable, however, neither is helpful, as they both end up keeping you unnecessarily awake. Now, here's the thing: at 3 a.m., your nervous system is already in a heightened state. Adding panic on top of that is like throwing petrol on a fire, and not in a good let's spice up the barbecue way, more of a oh shit, now we need the fire brigade way. So the rule is simple: downshift first, interpret later, preferably in daylight with tea, and definitely when your prefrontal cortex is actually online. Now, way back in my early 20s, long before my healing journey, before I understood trauma, and before I even knew I had anxiety, one night I woke up unable to breathe, convinced I was having a heart attack, like properly convinced. I shook Matt awake and he bundled me in the car. Together we raced to A&E. Once we got there, they put me on gas and air, and I have no idea what happened next. I just remember coming around in a hospital bed feeling absolutely baffled. And then the doctor told me I had a panic attack, and I remember thinking, like, what an absolute nutter. Like, I don't have anxiety, I obviously had a heart attack, but regardless of your incompetence, thankfully I'm okay now. And they prescribed propanolol. I took it for a few days, for absolutely dreadful, and stopped. And here's the thing, like, I never had anything like that again. And with hindsight plus 20 plus years of understanding trauma, I know exactly what happened. I was shoving everything down during the day at work, drinking heavily at night to block everything out in my mind, and my nervous system was screaming. And the only time it could actually release was when I was asleep, when my conscious mind wasn't holding on tightly. So my body did what traumatized bodies do. It exploded the first chance it got: the racing heart, the breathlessness, the absolute conviction that I was dying. And it wasn't a heart attack. It was just my nervous system finally surfacing what I'd been burying all day. And once I started actually healing, once I stopped drinking, started processing trauma, and learned to regulate my nervous system, well, that panic attack, it never came back. And if you're waking at 3 a.m. with a racing heart, you might be in a similar place. Like, not necessarily trauma, though it could be, but definitely a nervous system that's trying to tell you something. Now, the good news, you don't need to figure it out at 3 a.m. You just need to downshift. Now, here's why your heart can feel wired in the night. Now, here's the neuroscience bit. Now, your nervous system has two main branches: the sympathetic, which is kind of like your accelerator, so freeze, flight, or fight, and the parasympathetic, so the brakes, like your rest and digest system. They're expertly designed to balance each other out. During the day, you're mostly in sympathetic mode, so alert, focused, and ready for action. At night, your parasympathetic system should take over. Calm, slow heart rate, deep breathing. But here's where it gets interesting. REM sleep is weird. In REM, the stage where you dream and where your brain does a lot of emotional processing, your body can actually flip into sympathetic mode while your conscious mind is asleep. Your heart rate increases, your blood pressure rises, your breathing becomes irregular, and your muscles twitch. It's kind of like your body's running a VR simulation, processing emotions, threats, and memories while you're unconscious. So when you pop awake, during or just after REM, you can wake up feeling completely wired, heart pounding, adrenaline spiking, and shallow breathing. Your nervous system is literally trapped in fight or flight mode, even though there's no actual danger. That's not a heart attack. It's not a sign you're broken. It's just your autonomic nervous system doing its job, just sometimes a little bit too enthusiastically. Now, here's the difference between being wired and in danger. Now, here's what matters. Your body can't actually tell the difference between a real threat and a perceived threat. If your mind starts interpreting that racing heart as I'm dying, your nervous system believes it. It pumps more adrenaline, your heart races faster, your breathing gets shallower, and suddenly you're in full panic spiral, not because there's danger, but because you told your body there was. And this is called hyperarousal, which is when your nervous system is stuck in overdrive, interpreting normal sleep physiology as a threat. Now, the fix isn't to argue with your body, it's to give it different information. Now, here's what you need to do first before you interpret things. Now, the moment you wake with a racing heart, before your brain starts the investigation, just label it in your head. Say something like, this is a body spike, not a prophecy. Say it, mean it, and do not try to convince yourself it's fine, because your nervous system won't believe you. Just know what's happening. Like, this is my nervous system being a bit too enthusiastic. That's all. Then do the miracle moment replay, same as we did in the post number 1 of this 3-post mini series. Stay mostly still, and if you need a wee, go, come straight back, no lights, no scrolling. Pick one genuinely happy memory and replay it like a film. What can you see, hear, smell? Who's there with you? What are you wearing? Engage all of your senses. And if your mind wanders, that's fine. Bring it back. No drama, no judgment. Now, here's why this works. So 2 things happen. First up, you're giving your parasympathetic nervous system a job to do. Like, instead of spiraling into I'm dying, your brain's busy replaying something good. This activates your vagus nerve, which is your main parasympathetic pathway, and tells your body you're safe. Chill out. Second, you're interrupting the panic loop before it starts. This racing heart is just physiology. But if you interpret it as danger, your body will make it dangerous. By labeling it as a body spike and redirecting your attention, you're breaking that feedback loop. Now, your heart rate will still be elevated for a little bit. That's fine. You're not trying to make it disappear instantly. You're just telling your nervous system this doesn't mean what you think it means. And here's what not to do. Well, unless you want to escalate the panic, of course. Now, don't start scanning your body for danger. Your nervous system's already on high alert. Poking around for symptoms will only ramp it up. Don't turn on bright lights to reset. Light signals danger to your nervous system at 3 a.m. and it's going to make you more wired, not less. Don't start doom Googling symptoms. Your phone plus your panicked brain is a master at catastrophizing. Save that for daylight with tea. Don't try to slow your breathing by force. Paradoxically, trying to control your breathing can make panic worse. Now, the miracle moment works because it distracts your nervous system, not because it's fighting it. And here's what this might actually mean, but for you, but not at 3 a.m. Now, if you're waking regularly with a racing heart, it's worth asking yourself in the daytime, am I under chronic stress? Am I processing trauma even if I don't think I am? Am I drinking heavily or using substances to numb my past? Am I holding tension in my body during the day, or are my hormones all over the place? Because a one-off 3 a.m. racing heart, totally normal, REM physiology. But a pattern of waking wired, that's your nervous system trying to tell you something. And that is worth paying attention to, just not at 3 a.m. Now, if you're ready to go deeper, the full sleep cycle explanation, how to work with your nervous system, not against it, is in the Happiness Hacks Lab. Head to the lab, grab the free video, and learn how to retrain your autonomic nervous system so 3 a.m. wake up, stop feeling like emergencies. The link's in the show notes below. Now, because once you understand what your body's actually doing, you can stop panicking about it. P.S. If you're having regular panic attacks, not just 3 a.m. ones, or if you're using alcohol or other substances to manage anxiety, that's worth exploring. Now, the lab's brilliant for understanding your nervous system, but it's not a 24/7 manned community. And if you feel like you need someone in your corner, make sure you reach out to somebody to hold your hand. You're worth so much more than white knuckling through the night.